What's up, girls? Welcome back. We're gonna do a little girls chat, catch up Q&A today. I just put the baby down for a nap and I just got ready and did my makeup while we chatted through a bunch of questions on motherhood, body image, sex after marriage, social media, all of the juicy topics. So we're gonna go through them all while we do our makeup. And I just wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Seed. You guys already know my ride or die prebiotic and probiotic. It's a 2-in-1 combined. If you've never taken this or you don't know what it is, basically really good bacteria for your gut health. It's just a capsule that you take in the morning. Actually, you can take it at any time of the day on an empty stomach, and it's gonna add up to 400% of new bacteria into your gut. And the gut is like the pinnacle center of your health, is responsible for almost everything. It's basically gonna help you with bloating. It's gonna keep you regular, helps with like immunity, mental health, skin health, just everything overall. The gut is at the center of that. So this will help add really good gut bacteria into your gut. And this Seed one I love the most because it actually survives the digestion tract. A lot of probiotics can't actually survive that pathway because like the acidity from your like stomach and stuff will like break down the probiotics. So this one has like an outer capsule so that it can survive that trackway. And this company is just like so sciencey and scientific backed. Like if you go look at the research, you'll be like, holy crap, it's almost like so sophisticated you can't understand it. But I just think they're the best probiotic on the market. So you guys can always use our code JH25 to get a discount that time of year if you want to like make something like an easy change in your health routine. This is a really good one. I also took it all through my pregnancy with smoke while I was breastfeeding, all safe for that. So it's incredible. Without further ado though, let's hop into the Q&A. Okay, for today's Q&A, we're gonna do makeup while we chat because I'm going to take Smoke to Bluey Live, like a little play basically here in Nashville. When he gets up from his nap, he just went down, so I'm like, let's get ready while he's sleeping. We'll film a little Q&A. So we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Just getting prep. I just got back from a walk, so I just washed my face and I did a little Noni Glow face oil and some Ultra Repair cream. So good for under makeup. And let's just chat. Okay. Wow, I feel like we've got lots of like mom questions and everything. First question, I've been struggling, balance everything, tips for balancing life, love you. Okay, oh my god, this has been like one of the hardest seasons of my life for balance. So I feel like I don't know if I have the answer to this question, especially since becoming a mom. Talking to all my mom friends, like it's honestly just a struggle for everybody. It is like an ever-changing adventure of figuring out balance, especially once you have kids. I forgot to wet my beauty blender. Hold on. The best thing that I have done for balance is having help. And I know that's not necessarily the situation for everybody, but whatever form of help you can get, whether it's from family. I don't have any family nearby, so that's why we have a nanny, because she's literally the only help that we have for either work. Like Smoke would either be in daycare or we just need somebody here a few days a week so that we can get work done. If you're a working parent, then you know it's like literally impossible to get work done. I think a lot of people are like, you don't need a nanny, and I'm like, okay, come try to do my job without a nanny and see how it goes. So you know, you can't say until you walk a mile in my shoes, but I feel like help is literally like the only way I have been able to have balance. And it really, like, I used to feel guilty about it, but then when I've gone, like right now our nanny is out for like a month and a half, and that has made me realize like how much balance she has actually brought to my life. I'm like, wow, I really have felt the lack of balance without her around, because I literally have like no reprieve at all. I mean, less time for myself, for working out, just for like no stimulation, like an hour to like go to the grocery store alone or something. And obviously love doing as much as I can with Smoke, but like there are definitely times where it just gets overwhelming and you just need time to yourself. So I feel like if you like asking for help has been my biggest lesson as a mother, and it is not a bad thing. Like I am definitely somebody who I'm tough, I can do most things by myself. It's like really hard for me to ask for help. And being a mother has like broken me down, where I'm like waving the white flag and I'm like, anybody, like I need help or I'm literally gonna go crazy. So I think learning how to live in more of a community, and you sort of just have to like humble yourself and ask people for what you need, and just really stepping up and being like, I need an hour alone, I need to go work out. And every time I like leave and break away and have some time to myself, I'm like, holy crap, I need to do that more. So I think just making sure you're taking accountability for your time and like your mental sanity is really important, as much as you can. And I really say that, I'm not trying to sound like, I know everyone does not have access to that, but if there's any way that you can find ways to just have somebody watch them for like an hour, or you know, if it's a family member, a friend, if you can do like a Mother's Day out, just something, I think it's really healthy. And ultimately I feel like I'm a better mom when I get those little moments to myself. So that's helped me with balance, just like in a general sense. In terms of work and stuff, oh my god, I think what I've also learned being mom is my capacity now is just much lower. Like I think I saw somebody say their 100% just looks different before and after kids, and that's okay. And I feel like there's no truer statement. Like my full capacity is way lower now with children. It's just I hit a point of overwhelm way faster, and I just mentally like cannot take on as much. It's just way too overwhelming. And I think that's like really what I've been figuring out this year. It's been very challenging. I feel like I just hit a point in motherhood where up until now I've been like, oh, it hasn't been like that bad or whatever, but I feel like right now I'm going through a period that feels really hard, and it's just the first time that I think I've had since I've had Smoke where I'm like, wow, I'm really feeling like the struggle a little bit. And I think that hits at different points for all of us, just depending on the phase. And I think this phase is just really tough. He's 16 months, so I think like 12 to 18 is what I've heard pretty hard, just because they're not communicating. They're, you know, getting their teeth, they are uncomfortable, they're going through so much emotionally. So this phase has definitely just been the toughest for me. And then I think layered on top of it, just like having like a lack of help at the moment, and just trying to realize that I just like can't take on as much has taken like a real challenge for me, in just surrendering and being like, I can't do as much and I cannot do it all, and I have to just like lay it down. And that's been a really hard lesson to learn. So I think being easy on yourself, and just knowing that we have to just slow it down a bit and try to balance as much as you can. But in general, I think being a parent, you have to like simplify your life a little bit. You just cannot take on as much as we could before. Do you wish you had kids earlier now that you are a mom? I don't think so. I feel like I'm really glad I waited until I was really like hungry for a baby. Like I really wanted one, and I was really like desiring to become a mom. I feel like there is a chance if you force it too early that you could end up kind of resenting it, because it does come with its challenges, and like definitely is a life adjustment from just being like you and your partner before. So if you're not ready, I feel like it could be a little bit like, oh god, like I did this too soon, I didn't do enough or whatever. And I feel like I don't have any of those thoughts. Like I did all the travel that I wanted to, I checked off so many like goals and things that I wanted to do, that now I have like none of those feelings. So I think I started at the perfect time. In terms of being younger, I feel like I definitely would have had probably just like a little bit more energy. I'm a pretty energetic person now, but like in terms of that, it could have been easier. But I don't know, I don't think I was ready. So I'm happy we waited when we did. And I would say if you're young and you want that, like go for it. As long as the desire is there, then I feel like you'll be backed with the energy to sustain the lifestyle of being a parent. How do you still have a life as a couple with a kid? Okay, so definitely working on this, back to the balance thing. I think my like non-negotiables, which does not happen every week, but I keep saying like this is a goal, is I think that a date night once a week is like amazing, just like a bare minimum. I feel like that is, I used to think like, oh my god, people do date nights once a week, that's so often, but now I'm like, no, it's like almost not enough. So once a week date nights for sure, and you always feel bad like, oh, we don't need it, but then it's so good when you do it. So once a week date nights, which we probably are more like every other week, but I'm trying to be better about scheduling that. And then honestly, just like don't be afraid to bring the baby on things that you want to do. Like Hunter and I still like to travel. Obviously we're not going to travel quite as far, or there's just certain things that like Smoke's age is probably not super appropriate for right now, but we're like, let's just go, like take it as a challenge and still do a lot of things that you want to do. And it's okay, like knowing they're just like a little bit young and there's going to be certain aspects of your lifestyle that might just like need to hold off until they're a little bit older. Like it's okay, it's just like a couple of years. They need you, it's such a special time, and like, you know, you'll get back to certain things like once your kids are a little older. So just like don't fight it, like just go with the vibe of parenthood and surrendering. I'm learning just like a lot of surrender, and just creating like a new lifestyle for yourself that might look a little bit different. Okay, do you feel like becoming a mom, you're rediscovering your identity? New mom here. Yes, I do. I feel like entering this phase has completely changed me as a person, and I feel like I'm like actively going through that change right now. And it is crazy, but I feel like it is, hold on a second, I need to, what am I doing? I'm setting my face, okay. I feel like it has been the most like humbling, best thing for me ever, and I think a lot of people can say that when they become a mom. It just really like centers you and like grounds you into what's important in life, and I feel like I'm becoming a more like true version of myself, if that makes sense. And this could get a little deep, but I just feel like, especially with, I don't know, like the line of work that I'm in and social media and stuff like that, can get a little bit materialistic, or if you want to say shallow, stuff like that. And I feel like this has really drawn me back to real life, if that makes sense. It's like a very real, raw role, and it's just all about like connection and love and like the things that matter in life. And I feel like that has really brought me down to the ground and like down to earth, and I feel like I am literally coming back to like my center and myself day by day, and I'm so grateful for that. And really just feel like it's just like stripping down a lot of bullshit, unnecessary things that need to be there. And yeah, like just, it almost like makes you more like wholesome, if that makes sense. Like softer, sweeter, like almost brings you back to, not like childhood, but kind of. And if you become a mom, I feel like you'll understand that. But I have really liked that, and it's not to say that it's not hard, because like it's just a transition of like a whole lifestyle before you had children. But for me, I'm really feeling the shift big time, and it's just making me realize like what things I value in life and what things I don't. Yeah, just like dealing with a lot less, prioritizing different things. I feel like now I don't know, I'm just like really appreciating more real things in life. Like money is mattering less to me, and I'm more focused on like relationships and like the time with my family and what actually fulfills my heart, versus just like, I feel like more in my 20s it was like, ooh, let me like get this like new handbag, and like let me get a cute Instagram pic, and like I want to go out, and it's just like, I don't know, 20s behavior, you know what I mean? And I feel like just more grounded and like true now. I think that's the best way that I can put it, and I'm happy about that. So I'm really enjoying it, and it feels like very, all I can say is like coming back to center. I feel really good about that. Okay, lots of questions on like postpartum health, nutrition, body stuff. Someone said they gave birth 2 months ago and struggling to find with new body image, and how did you deal? Okay, first of all, you're literally 2 months postpartum. Give yourself like, give yourself some time, girl. You are not even like, you're not even out there yet. Like really just relax. I didn't even like feel somewhat back to like maybe a semi-normal body until like 6 months postpartum. I was like, oh, okay, now I just feel like my body is not like deformed and looked like I literally just had a baby. Like it just looks like semi-normal, and not even like, probably more until like a year, but I feel like 6 months I was like, oh, okay, this is like recognizable now. So do not be hard on yourself. Just let your body go back. Everything, I always tell my girlfriends, I'm like, don't panic. Like you gain weight during pregnancy, and you like literally you have to, your body has to do it, and then it just comes right back off after. You just have to allow it time. So just don't rush it. Like you're too busy anyways. You're probably chasing around your baby, feeding it and stuff. Just like let your body do what it wants, you know? Just wear comfy things. Don't put pressure on yourself. Like you had a baby, it's beautiful, no one's judging you. It's like literally the most natural thing. It's not like you're just like, I mean, this sounds bad, but it's not like you just like let yourself go and you're like, oh my God, you know, just allow it to happen and give yourself time. You're way too early to even be beating yourself up. So I would chill out on that. Okay, so other people said pep talk and health, nutrition, motivation advice for postpartum. Okay, I feel like for me, postpartum was like getting back into like working out and fitness and like eating well was one of the ways that I like was able to dedicate time to myself, and I just like genuinely enjoy those things. You guys know I've been on my health journey for like the past few years, and I just really like going out to the gym. That was like one of my first outings out of the house. Like, first of all, it helps me like cut my anxiety. It's like one of the only things I can do to sort of manage my mental state, and it is like one of the best ways that you can naturally manage stress and anxiety. So it is crucial for me. Like I literally can't survive unless I exercise for my mental health, or I absolutely start to go insane. So for me, that was like my me time. And it also, like, you guys know, I mean, obviously we all want to look good, and like I go to the gym because I want to like look good. That's a side bonus, but I primarily do it for the way that I feel, because I just would be like mentally unwell if I didn't exercise. So for me, that was like my number one motivation, was just to like not be so anxious, especially transitioning to motherhood. It's like one of the only things that can ground you is just like your personal health. And I think that for Hunter and I, oh no, I'm out. For Hunter and I, our like health routine, fitness, you know, it can be hard in your 30s, and when you have so many changes going on, you're becoming a parent, you're, you know, trying to find the next phase of your life and everything, to really feel like grounded and you have like a purpose. And I feel like health for us has been like that stake in that foundation, and like something that we work on every day. It's sort of like our daily routine, and it keeps us like on a certain track and focus, and it helps us feel really good and just kind of centered. So I feel like that's a really nice way to look at it. And also, like, you know, Hunter has autoimmune stuff, and I really try to just like be healthy for my mental health, because I know that it helps. So those are like the motivating things for us. Like, and I guarantee like a lot of you guys watching probably struggle with anxiety or some sort of like mental challenge too, because I feel like most of our generation does. And if you don't, like, bless up, you are so lucky. But yeah, I feel like it's the best management tool I have, and like the fact that that's somewhat in my control, like, I'm gonna take it for sure. So that is like my biggest suggestion. And then also it's just like, yeah, like I feel like as a mom, there's just like less time for things to, you know, focus on yourself. And I feel like that is just time well spent, like investing in you and trying to feel the best that you can so you can like show up for your kids. Because if you're feeling like shit, it's not gonna be good for everybody. Like, you need mom to be happy and healthy, and you're the only one that's gonna be able to like carve out time for that. So you really have to like take accountability for yourself and be like, I need to go to the gym. Like, you guys, make your husbands stay with the kids and do not feel bad. Like, go work out, go do your thing. Like, you've got to do that, or you're just gonna be snappy and miserable, and it's not gonna be good for anybody. Like, we need moms to be feeling good. And then someone was like, what changes have you made recently in the past year? Like, you look so great. And I'm like, wow, that's so nice. I feel like I really started seeing a difference when I upped my protein intake. And I know a lot of people say that and like you hear about it, but it actually really makes a difference. If you focus on eating your protein, you will be amazed. I like really feel like I saw like more muscle definition and like just everything sort of like sculpting a little bit more. And I was like, wow, like, who knew? Because I used to be like, oh, I don't want like protein, I want just like salad or whatever like that. Like, I thought it was, you know, healthier to eat that way. But no, like, literally all you need is protein. Like, protein first, and if you add that in, you'll find that you kind of crave a lot less crap anyways, and you end up just feeling way more sustained, and you'll just feel way better eating protein. Like, it literally keeps you full, it keeps you satiated, it balances everything. It's just like, definitely, I think, the way that our bodies are meant to eat. And it's just like changed my life, honestly. So however you can focus on getting that in. I love like animal-based proteins, so like chicken, steak, seafood, like all that stuff. But I also eat like a lot of yogurt. I eat my FLAVCITY protein powder, all of that stuff. All right, so many questions on sex life after having a baby, spicing it up, all that stuff. It's definitely changes after you have a kid. I feel like the best thing that we have been able to do is I've kind of just transitioned my mindset into looking at it as like time spent together. It's like, okay, yeah, you would probably kill for like a date night with your husband, or if you plan like something cool, you would be like, oh my god, this is so nice. Like, you kind of have to think of it that way, like spending time together, and think like less about the like sexual side of it. And I feel like it takes a lot of the pressure off. Like, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. And I feel like people are like, oh, how to spice it up, whatever. I don't know. I don't like try to do that. I don't try to, and Hunter neither. Like, we're not like, oh my god, we need to like make it so exciting. Cause like, what's the ceiling of that? Like, you just like keep going and going, and then like, where do you get eventually with that? Like, does it ever just like, you're always trying to make it more exciting, and then you're just like chasing a red dragon, if that makes sense. So like, you really have to sort of, I think, reposition and look at it as spending time together, like in an intimate way. It's less romanticized and fantasized of like, oh my god, how like crazy can this be, and like whatever. But and if you want to do that, all more power to you. That's super fun and everything, but I feel like a lot of us like don't really have time or don't have the capacity to think about that. But if that gets you excited and motivated, then use those as tools to like help you spend more time together intimately. How many babies do you want to have? I think that right now, I'm like, okay, we're getting ready to like think about number 2. I've talked about that before. Like, I think probably waiting a little bit longer, maybe till Smoke is like 2 years old or something. I've heard that like a 3-year age gap is really good. So kind of that's the timing I'm thinking. I don't know, I kind of want to transition to 2 kids first and see how that feels. For me personally, I just know with like how much time and energy like kids and work and it all takes, I would want to be working way less if I were to have like more than 2 kids. So I feel like my lifestyle needs to change in order to account for more children, like to be the type of mom that I would want to be, like more present and just like not stressed and a little bit more relaxed and stuff like that. So that would be a big like lifestyle shift, and we would need to figure out how to do that, because ideally I think we would like to have 3, so that would be like our goal. But again, things need to be like they need to adjust before that can happen. How do you maintain a healthy self-esteem with all the social media comparisons? Oh my god, you guys, I feel like social media, I know it's really hard. But the thing is, what I've realized about social media like over time, and especially I think since having smoke and stuff, I'm just like, I don't mean this in a like a bad way. I think like social media is really cool, and like I feel really connected to a lot of people on social media, and finding the right creators that like leave you feeling good and not like bad about yourself. But I just feel like sometimes social media is such a sack of shit, you guys. It is like the fact that like we all like feeling bad about ourselves, and it's just this like highlight reel, and it's like the best of the best, and it's like it is sort of a strange way to like represent your life on the like, especially through just like Instagram specifically. I feel like YouTube is so different because you actually get to like hear from a person and you like feel their energy and their personality and stuff like that. And even YouTube, it's gonna be like curated. Like I'm not gonna like, you know, leave in like my meltdowns and our fights and stuff like that. It's just like not appropriate. I mean, sometimes like Hunter and I try to keep it as real as possible, but there comes a certain point where you have to like kind of protect yourself and like not exploit every area of your life. And that's, to me, I just don't think it's healthy to share that with that many people, because it just makes you too vulnerable, and it's just not, it's not like a real dynamic. So I think you just have to remember, I think there have definitely been times where I've like let social media get to me and make me feel really bad, or like it's just constantly like you're not good enough, or you know, you could be doing more and more. But I just feel like it's just like not the reality of life and not the things that are important. And I finally just gotten to that point where I'm like, it's just like being like good looking and having like a cool house and everything new and a beautiful outfit and being gorgeous and skinny and all this stuff is just like not all that matters in life. And I think becoming a mom, like I really like that is like driving home for me, and at the end of the day it's just like not gonna make you happy and like fulfill you. But you don't get like the depths of humans like on social. You're just looking at like an image. It's literally like looking at magazines all day. Like there's just, do you know what I mean? It's not the full story. So I think it's just like a tricky one, and you really have to like check yourself and make sure you're balancing it with like real life. So just be careful and don't let it consume you or make you feel bad about yourself, because it's just media in another way. Like how we used to look at magazines and it would just be like every model looked the same. It's kind of the same thing. It's just everybody's highlight reel. So I really like now, after becoming a mom, kind of gravitate more to like family accounts. Like I really love seeing families and just people like spending time with like their friends and family, their kids. Like that to me is really like feels grounding and motivating and makes me feel good. It doesn't make me feel bad. So I think really focusing on like letting go some of that stuff. It's really easy though to like see those like pictures of like beautiful girls or clothes or whatever, and you're just like, oh my god, it's like this sort of like out of body fantasy, like, wow, that's like, I could never have that, and it's sort of like addicting, if that makes sense. Like, how can I try to like get that? And it's just never like, it's just something that you'll never feel satisfied chasing. So I think realizing that and like living in the real world more and more is good. So yeah, that's like my advice with it. Just like, don't let it make you feel bad about yourself. Like, take that control back. So it's like, come on, like, no, we're not doing that. You're not gonna let social media get the best of you. Absolutely fucking not, okay? Okay, I love you guys. I need to get dressed for Bluey and go pack my diaper bag and stuff, but I love you. I'm glad we got to catch up. We'll do more of these for sure, and I'll see you guys soon. Any other questions you have, let's leave them below. DM me. We'll do more. Bye.
Scrolling through my phone like in someone else's life. Lost my heart in the pandemic. Slipped into the darker side. I need a light. Plastic in the breeze and the apathy is rising.